Are we sitting here?
We are.
Okay, kids.
There's not really anywhere else to seat, so we'll sit down. Okay?
Love it. Well,
Yeah, the whiteboard wall. Yeah, we put that sucker in ourselves, and it took like 3 days. Come on in, have a seat. And it's like at first you'd think that like they have whiteboard paint or something like that, and they do, but it doesn't like get its intended effect. And so we actually put drywall up.
Oh,
and then we had to cover it, like this is called Heaven, like that's like the color of the paint. And then it's an actually like anti-graffiti epoxy, and it lasts about 8 months. So like
That's
time is
it?
coming down. Yeah, you get this like ghosting effect.
Oh, but then you just
right?
paint it again.
Yeah, there's like other ways to do it, but
That's
yeah.
how we're gonna do it. Okay.
It's super fun. It helps with like thinking and stuff like that. So
You're good.
that's why we're here.
Any help I can get.
At brain,
Awesome.
At brain mapping. So you know who these guys are and what we're doing.
We brick on Country Walk, actually.
Gotcha.
We own 3.
But with I told him that the focus was South Miami, so if it's South Miami focus, it's because that's what I said.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Because when we talked last time, it was, not that it can't be exported to any
Yeah.
of your places, but that was a special concern. Because you were like, what's going on?
Yeah, we'll start with, we'll hear you out and see how we can, work together for South Miami.
Yep.
And then we'll take it from there.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's the potential to have.
So usually when we do these onboarding like sessions and things like that, you know when you're having a conversation, you have one of those like genius moments, you're like, oh, that sounds so smart, like that would be great.
Yeah.
And then you walk out the door, you totally forget, you spend your whole life trying to remember what you said.
Yeah.
So if that's okay with you, I just record our onboarding sessions.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Awesome. So the way this sucker's gonna work is I'm gonna ask you about 10 to 15 questions. At the end of it, I'm gonna show you how the program works and then ask you to make like a buying decision. Sound good?
Sure.
So how many leads are you currently getting from your online marketing? South Miami first.
No idea whatsoever.
Okay. So is that because you're not
Right.
sure or like it's near zero?
Feel free to chime in there. You spoke to.
I did spoke to you. I have my sheet in my mailbox about how many hits we had. South Miami. I don't know the number. I can call them and ask for the
Yeah,
paper.
do that.
Is it like a big number or a
Yeah.
small number?
It was like I remember them said it was like 800 impressions.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I think that was for South Miami.
Yeah.
It would have been Country Rocker Brickles.
So no, you don't have to call. It's fine.
No?
But when
Well,
I say like
it's kind of important for us to know those numbers in order to see whether or not, because let me share some information with you
Yeah.
before we go forward. Regionally, we have support here by a company called I even think that it might even behoove us to put them on the line so that we could see what they're doing versus what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So that we can work together to not be doing the same thing.
Correct.
Or to, right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just get them on the phone real quick.
Okay.
They're typically very available, so do you know their number?
I spoke to him yesterday.
Okay, great. Why don't you give him a call there and ask him if we can ask him some of these questions.
Yeah.
Because he handles it on a regional level.
Mhm.
I was just about to hire him to do it individually
Yeah.
for each one of my centers as well. But then Amy had talked to me about coming to meet with you, and I wanted to give you the
Yeah.
opportunity as well as us, the opportunity to see what you could do for us, to see whether or not it would make
Yeah.
sense for us to work in tandem with them, or whether or not your platform was way superior.
Right.
Or on an individual level, you're gonna give us more attention than they would because
Yeah.
they're doing it regionally with 48 centers.
So they work for the franchise. They're part of it, but you can access them, but they work for them. Or they decide, they made an agreement with you access them?
No, not nationally,
Regionally.
regionally. So there's 48 centers down
Yeah.
here.
So,
Okay.
so I don't mean like impressions or website views. I mean a real life human being in South Miami said, here's my name, number, and email. I want to schedule an appointment.
Because of,
Because your Facebook marketing, your online marketing,
we don't know of any.
right? It's not like a big
They
number,
can't.
right?
No, they can't. They can't track that, I believe.
What they said was they know how many clicks, but they can't track what
How many
success it's
people,
getting, how many people are
right.
actually making the appointments or calling because of it.
Gotcha, which kind of sucks.
Right.
Right, like clicks don't mean anything if nobody's earning the money, right?
Right.
Okay. Do you know on average how many phone calls you're getting every day, every week, every month from your marketing? Or is it mostly like they're just calling and you're not really sure?
Honestly, we're not really sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because
A ton of phone calls, but it
We
could be
do
from marketing, it could just be.
Referrals.
2,500
No.
2,500 services a month. something like that. I have the numbers, so.
Gotcha.
But we used to have, 400 first-time guests coming in the door.
Yeah.
350, between 350 for years and years and years and years, and now we're seeing under 200.
Gotcha. So it's dropped by half in like 2 or 3 years.
Correct.
Gotcha. And that's
In
new
5
customers.
years.
Yeah.
Yes, in the last 5 years, it's dropped by half, yes.
Okay. How does that affect your bottom line?
It affects my bottom line substantially.
Right. That's a number
That's
that
like
is make it or
saying-
break it.
Yeah, well, we close our first-time guests, what we can turn into members.
Mhm.
We are a very sales-driven facility, so we're top 1% in the nation as far as closing percentage.
Okay.
We close at about between 30 to 35% consistently, and the average in the 22%.
Gotcha.
So we're hands, above them. So we imagine when we were doing 400,
Yeah.
the difference in the revenue was substantial
Yeah.
compared to now when we're just doing.
And when someone signs up for a membership, we're talking like $100 a month?
65 a month.
65 a month. Gotcha.
So we work on volume.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money, but it's on volume.
And those
And
people
what we make on
stay-
massages is tiny, just like literally after we pay for everything, it's literally dollars. But we
Right.
work on volume because we do, we will do 2,000 plus services a month.
Right.
So,
Okay. And essentially, like, when you have your continuity model or like $65 a month, that's just permission for them to like come back and buy more stuff.
correct.
Like,
They'll
that's
come
just how
back.
the brain works, right?
Right. They
Okay.
buy retail and they, upsell, we upsell them on all sorts of other,
Yeah.
modalities, services.
Enhancements, plus additional services are discounted.
Yeah.
And that 65 includes their service, so it's not like they're paying a membership fee.
Okay, gotcha. So if I get you, let's just say 30 people that call in, that send you a text or say like, hey, I'm interested in signing up, right? Out of those 30 people, would like half turn into memberships?
No, it would be 30%, so that would be, would you say 30 people through days?
Yeah.
Nine of them.
Gotcha. So 9 times 65, so that's about $500, right? We'll just make math easy. Rounding up a bit.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
if you go to 12 months, which is 740.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not everybody stays for 12
Yeah,
months.
that's why I
We're
wrote it
gonna
down.
assume, we just wanna do the monthly.
Yeah.
So, we wanna make sure that,
And so, is that person, when they come in, they always buy more stuff, or they only do the membership?
It depends. Most people end up coming more than once a month. They
Yeah.
end up trying facials and then getting recommended products, or from the facial they get recommended an advanced facial, which is more money.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, gotcha. All right. What's your like best performing? I would call them upgrades or something like that. Like I spend $65 a month on average. What am I buying extra? Like, is there a certain massage? Is there a certain type of facial? Like, what's your best seller?
our best seller.
Yeah.
Bestseller would be massages, but the most
The
expensive
upsell.
thing, the upsell
Yeah,
would
the
be
best upsell.
the advanced facials, which are double the price. It's for the chemical peel and the microderm infusion.
And that's about 200 or so.
It's 95.
95.
Yeah, it's 95 for the member. I don't know.
Notice your skin looks amazing, I might add.
Thanks.
A lot of pressure.
I don't even have any base on, I know, I just had a microderm infusion, have you had one? It's
I'm gonna have to send you the
awesome.
non-member prices.
I never used to do it because to be honest
You
with
wanna
you.
pay for it or take the time.
No, it's not even that, it was just that I didn't think that the facials, honestly, I'm just being like completely honest, the facials that we were doing were just like unbelievable facials. They were just very normal facials. They weren't like our massages where you can do like any type of massage you want. It was just very, because of the liability and this and that, we're a franchise, but then now they have the microderm infusion, they have the chemical peels, and they have all this other stuff, and it's like, wow, this is
That makes a
real.
difference, yeah.
This is real. So I started actually getting the facials. And everybody's saying how great my skin looks. Like every single day, people are like, wow, what are you doing?
So you're doing the whole,
Yeah,
the
I'm doing
upgrade
the whole
once a month?
Yeah, I do the chemical peel once a month, and I do the microderm infusion once a month. So it's twice a month treatment. It's completely changed my face.
So
It's 140.
it's 140.
Yeah.
There we go.
140 for non-members. For the advanced, for members, it's 90.
Gotcha. So, do you know on average how many dollars your customer spends with you? Like, you have access to that information. You know, if you get one member, they're going to spend an average of X dollars per month or something like that.
Do not know that.
Okay. Okay.
And
Tell me-
probably we have the numbers monthly, it says the average.
Okay, all right, so
Okay,
we'll find out.
can we have, can you text Wayne and tell him to take a screenshot of the numbers that are on the wall for the month of, August, and send them to us so we can be very, specific with, the numbers, cause this is, at the end, a numbers game,
Correct.
so.
More people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys speak the same language, just so you know.
Yeah. Tell me about your target customer, specific stereotypes, where they live, work, play, how old they are.
I wanna see how much she knows, so go
Okay.
ahead.
They're 28 to 60,
Mm-hmm.
would be our target age. I believe it's male, right?
Female.
Female, that's what I thought, but then I thought you said male the other
No,
day.
never.
Female, mostly, and I don't know,
So our
price
target
for
demographic is, actually, it's between, women between the ages of 30 and 55, that's our
Okay.
target demo. Those are the people that are walking, they're people with expendable income, they're basically, they're $75,000 average income above.
Right.
Okay, so we won't put them at least.
Mm-hmm.
But in this area here, obviously, the demo here is just
Correct.
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's way higher than that. So anybody that we bring in, they're more likely to join in South Miami specifically.
Yeah.
Completely different. More along the lines, but still not the same.
Mhm.
It's a younger demographic.
And also a lot of
Okay.
travelers.
A lot of travelers are so less likely to join, although we have more prospects. And Miami's the one that's just bleeding.
What type of car do they drive? What type of purse they have? What type of clothes
They
they're
all
wearing?
have upscale, yeah, they all have
Right.
$1,000 purses, I mean, yeah.
Gotcha.
They all drive,
But do you run
luxury
into, when you're in
cars.
such an affluent community, do you run into a different kind of competition? Because for the level of affluence in that neighborhood, you're on the lower end of it.
You would think so.
Okay,
You
tell me
would think
about
so,
that.
and this is one of the reasons why I shared with you this
They
thing
might wanna
about
go
back in
spend-
the day.
Yeah.
Right, I was like, I would go get a facial literally somewhere else, but now I'm competitive.
Okay,
Now with the
now that you have your
chemical peels,
product,
now with
and
the
also it's not only
microdermabrasion
facials, it's massages.
You,
yeah.
and the massage, you can't, our massages are the same as anybody else's, our therapists are, they have the same, they come from accredited schools, they are all trained, retrained and overtrained, we do stretching now as well,
Oh, that's a thing.
okay, which is
Okay, and then
huge.
another thing that, in case there's a missed opportunity that might, ring a bell for Jeff, is that in my own personal experience, my desire to spend in this category, so like when you're younger, you wanna just keep buying clothes all the time. When you get older, you're like, how many clothes can I have?
Mhm.
And also your skin needs so much help.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe there's a market higher. What are older women,
So I
like
would think-
60-year-olds, 65, they're just giving up?
No, but that's not our target demo. Remember that we work on volume, so we
Uh-huh.
wanna try and address those people, cause there's plenty of them in South Miami. I used to have plenty of them walking in my door.
Right.
Okay, and it's not because of services and stuff like that, it's more, it's not because of the quality of the service, it's because South Miami is.
No one's coming to South
Nobody's
Miami.
coming to South Miami.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to open another business next door next door. So I wanna make sure that I'm aligning my strength of the amount of people that I have in South Miami coming
Yeah.
in the door to be able to blow it out of the water with the, which
So
is gonna be,
So speaking
opening
of
in the
that,
next 7 months.
how many customers do you need to keep your South Miami growing? Not breaking even, I mean growing. We're thinking
How
like
many
in churn.
first-time guests?
Yeah, how many first-time guests? And like
Do
keep
I
in
need
mind,
to
not
come
everybody
in?
signed up.
We try to do a 10% increase always from the previous month, from the month of the previous year.
Gotcha.
Okay, so did he send those to you?
Yeah, he did, so there's no, we're looking for the average sale, right?
Yeah.
We have the monetary sale, so if we can do the math and divide it by the amount of people we saw, but there's no actual average sale.
Yeah, do that. But right, that's a good idea. Divide by the average people that we saw.
By how many people we saw in the monetary sales.
Are we gonna do it, but we can't do it by the services, because we would do it by the services or by the
By
members?
monetary sales.
Right, the monetary sales divided by how many people walked in the door, but we don't have that. We just have how many services we did, which wouldn't be an accurate number, because one person can have 2 services, or even 3 services.
So you have the number of first-time guests. And we have the number of members too.
The number of first-time guests, how many first-time guests do we have?
First-time guests, we had, less than 200.
Yeah, that, we've never had that, not from the moment that we opened our doors.
Gotcha.
And I know that
Between
that's
first and
happening
second
everywhere,
time guests.
because I'm talking to people after I had that
Oh,
conversation
okay.
with you, yeah, it's like, and did you see all the stores that are closing?
I mean, this has been going on for
It's a
3
ghost
years, yeah.
town, yeah, well, I never noticed,
Right.
cause I was doing great.
Right.
So, it's kinda like, you know,
Yeah.
driving to work, get out, do my shit, get back in the work, you know, but
So-
now I'm looking.
So let's just say it was 200 in August, so you need to do 220 in September. Is that the right way
No,
to
we
do
No.
did
it?
it from August last year.
From August
So-
last
Last-
year, because
August
every,
last
right,
year.
because
Yeah, year over
every-
year.
Gotcha.
Right,
Summer
year
to
over
summer.
year, right,
I
because
believe fall
depending
to
on the
fall,
month,
yeah.
you know, it's
Gotcha.
going to have an impact, like December obviously is gonna be a month where we're gonna get a lot more
An
people
increase.
coming in for gift cards, for example, and then in January, we're gonna get a lot more people coming in for
Yeah.
those services that we sold the gift cards to.
Yeah,
February is gonna be Valentine's Day, so Valentine's Day is gonna be different.
yeah.
And so it's Mother's Day, so it's Father's Day, so there's those 4 times a year that those 4 months out of the year that's gonna have this, you know, high, and then the summer is usually, you know,
And
the
that's why you
valley.
push the membership, because that just extends and,
Correct,
Gotcha.
we're a business of residual income.
yeah,
If we don't have that, we die.
yeah.
So that's why we constantly, and there's always gonna be what's that word I'm looking for? When they're no longer members every month.
Attrition.
Attrition.
Yep.
Attrition.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, so there's always attrition, so we
Correct.
have to make sure that the attrition is not more than what the members that we get
Yeah.
in the door, cause then now we're at a steady decline, and that's what's happening.
So what marketing have you done in the past to move that number in the right direction?
I've done,
Are you gonna say everything?
ask Amy, when I first started in the business, everybody used to say, I see you everywhere.
Right,
I see you everywhere, so, but obviously I was bringing in 400, so I could spend, you know,
Correct.
$7,000 a month on marketing. Now and I know, I understand that I have to spend more to get those people in the door, I get it.
Mhm.
But I just don't know where to put the money, where it's gonna make that sense, cause I do know that, you know, I have benches out there, I have a bench on US 1,
Mhm.
I have another bench in South Miami, I have, I used to have 2 more benches right on 57th Avenue. I've done it all, I did, the advertising on the screens and, that was a complete waste of money
How
and
much
time.
are those screens?
Back in the day, they were like $300, something like
Gotcha.
that a month.
I always thought that would be good.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the screens.
I thought it'd be
and
fun to sell it.
Trial and error,
What
trial and
screens?
error. Okay,
What
so
screens?
the movie screens. So the way they sell it to you, which makes sense, and I bought it, you know, and it makes sense, you have all these blockbuster movies, right, that are coming out. The movie is packed like that, and all these eyeballs that are
Mhm.
living in that area, because that's the movie theater you go to, is, you know, are looking at your advertisement. Well, that's not the case, because what happens? Everybody gets to the movie theater at best 10 minutes before. 15, they're not sitting in their seats more than 15 minutes
Yeah.
before.
The
No.
pre-movie
You know?
commercials.
So you've got all these, yeah, exactly.
No, but you see
And-
the previews of the movies. This thing shows even before that.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah,
so
adds to
literally, so
across
I
the
would
previous
go,
movie.
so I would go and I would sit
So I've
there,
never seen
and
it.
there would be one person
Yeah.
other than me sitting at that theater at that
I
time,
got
looking
it.
at that
Yeah.
advertisement.
I got it.
So you've done bus benches, you've done movie screens, we'll just call them
I've
that.
done,
Billboards.
billboards, I had a billboard in US 1, which I'm actually gonna, probably do again now for the holidays.
How much is a billboard on US 1?
A billboard on US, well, the billboard that I
Depends.
had
A lot of
was,
things.
yeah, depends, it was the small poster one that's
Yeah.
on,
Doesn't rotate, it's just a poster.
No, it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't one of the huge ones.
Correct.
There's only one of them
Yeah.
in all of Dade County, and I had that one for a year. I've done Money Clip, I was on the cover of Money Clip consistently every single month for 8 years. I
Yeah.
literally just canceled with her 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Just
what,
flyers.
I've done, the flyers
On
on the
cars.
cars.
Sign
Yeah.
guys.
I mean,
So
he
you-
has that
so.
law in
when-
South Miami
when you
where you
said
couldn't tag the
everything-
cars anymore because
Because of you.
You
because
meant-
of me.
Like, you meant everything. Like,
I have done
short of
everything.
doing like a television. commercial.
Well, obviously, I've advertised in substantially, the first 5 years I did. I've done, every magazine.
Right.
We got people with signs.
We have
on the
signs,
streets.
that's
Sign
right, we got
holders,
sign
yeah.
holders. I stood on US one with a billboard for many months.
You
So-
never
Ads
painted your
in the wall.
logo in the middle of the street
No, I didn't.
with chalk.
I didn't do that.
Out of all of these marketing or different types of marketing that you mentioned, was the problem wasn't bringing people
We did
in?
email, we did, constant contact
Yeah.
also.
You have all your regular inbound stuff that your franchisee helps with.
Nationally, we have, nationally, of course, we have, obviously radio, and we have TV.
Yeah.
But
So-
you do regular follow-up with all of your clients, sorry. They get regular emails and it's like, oh, we miss you and come back and you do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Members get calls
Retention,
monthly.
all that, you have a retention campaign.
Yeah, members get calls monthly, and then if you haven't been there in 6 months and you're not a member, we give them a call. But anybody further than 6 months, no, we're not calling.
Gotcha.
So you have
So-
tons and tons of email addresses.
So,
Woof.
what was your biggest complaint
100,000.
about all this marketing? Was it that like, it wasn't measurable? Was it that you don't know what's working?
Yeah, well, most definitely, it was if I had to pick one complaint, it would most definitely be that it's not measurable. None of it is measurable. Nobody says, I saw the billboard in US one. Nobody
Right.
says, they would just say, I see you everywhere. That was
Right.
what they used to say, that I was
Which sounds
marketing
great in the
queen,
beginning,
you
and
know,
after a
like-
while,
No, it was great, and,
Yeah.
and it's fine to sound like that, I don't have a problem with that, so long as I see the prospect count coming in.
yeah.
As I started to move away from some of these things, that kind of aligned itself with South Miami having all these issues, and then I'm seeing this, so now I'm wondering what it is that I'm gonna do next, cause
So-
obviously I'm not bringing in enough to spend the amount of
Right.
money that I was doing before.
So you have to
You know?
get more targeted, more
Correct.
focused.
Yes, and I
That's
have
why
to
we're
make
here.
sure that what I'm doing is bringing in the prospects.
Correct.
So also, that's another reason why I don't wanna jump in to do a million things right now. I wanna
Correct.
see in the next, what are we in, September, so September, October, before, actually, September, October, November, yeah, so in the month of September and a half of October, I wanna
Yeah.
see in the next month what happens, what
Gotcha.
shifts, okay?
So, if all I showed you is how to make your marketing measurable, you'd be jumping up and down.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely, 1000%.
What's been your best performing marketing? Like, out of all things you've ever done, you go like, I think that's it, or that's what people said.
To bring in the target the demographic, I think that, me,
Gotcha. That's probably like the best honest answer we've had, to be honest. Like, we've got a green screen over there, or like in the other room, and month 2 or 3 of this involves like, we call them 90-second talking heads.
yeah,
And you know exactly what I'm talking about because
Yeah.
Massage Envy has done them.
yeah.
And properly done, when you are a real human being, you connect with real other human beings. So we'll talk about that in a bit. 3 more questions, then I'm gonna show you the fun stuff.
Okay.
What products and services are the most profitable?
The retail,
You sell Murad and PCA, which is really good lines. Yeah, those are pretty expensive.
Mhm.
And then the services are the most profitable, you said?
Yep,
Well, the most expensive are the advanced facials.
gotcha.
those are the most profitable as well.
But that doesn't mean that we're getting the most people doing them.
Correct, yep, that's why I'm asking like which one's most profitable, right? My hypothesis is that the massage gets them in because it's most easily communicated to the world. Once you're in the doors and you have the opportunity to do a lot more upselling, more advanced stuff. Is that the right way to think about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that being said, this is the number 1 provider of facial services in the world as
Correct.
well. Massage and facial. We have 62% of the market.
Awesome.
So everybody else, all those other copycats are 38% of the market. Mind you, they used to be 0% of the market.
Yeah.
So this is also why we have so many less people coming in the door, just nationally, because now we have 38% competitors, whereas before we were the ones leading. We were the
What
ones
are we
that
talking
invented the
about, like,
wheel.
And they're all doing
They're
this
all, they all copy
membership
everything that
profile?
we do.
Exact same prices,
Everything that
pretty
we do.
much.
If we jump, they jump. They follow every single thing that we do.
Yeah, just like Lululemon and Apple, same idea.
Yeah, you know?
What do you normally do for a new client or a new customer? Like when we come in, what's that whole experience like? Is there like an onboarding process, an inspection? 17 steps? Like,
Yeah,
what does that
so-
look like?
They got their steps, I've been experienced in it.
Right? Like,
They're
there's,
taking care, yeah.
there's like a step to it, it's not just a massage, right?
Right,
No,
so.
There's
you know,
other stuff, right? So
greet
what's that
them.
other stuff?
Greet them, you know, ask if they want coffee or tea or water. We do the pre-chat, which is the building of the relationship and building the connection to get to know them. So that way it's easier for us to sell the membership afterward.
Yep.
Bring them in for their service, introduce them to their
We
therapist.
wanna find out why they're there.
Right.
Yeah.
At the beginning. The pre-chat is everything about why are you here, what brings you here, how can we help you? How can we help you to heal?
Where do you have
where
pain?
does
What
it-
have you
where
been
do
doing to help
right.
that pain? How long have you had that pain?
Correct.
There's like a questionnaire, right?
Yes, there's a questionnaire.
That they have to fill out.
Then they go, where do you have pain? So I go, here, right here, I thought that meant don't touch that.
Yeah, and they just throw
That's
the
not what
elbows
that
in there.
meant.
Gotcha.
That meant work on that.
Right.
I was like,
And then from there, you know, we try to build a conversation. So past massage MB, oh, it's your kids, how many kids do you have? Just so we can build that connection with them so we have something to talk about after. So we're no
Yeah.
longer your salesperson, but, you know, we're someone you trust.
Gotcha.
After their service, present the wellness program to them, which is the membership.
Yep.
And sign them up.
Tell them about the wellness program.
Wellness program, it's $65 a month. It includes your hour session, whether that's a massage, a facial, or a stretch, a total body stretch. If they can't make it in, it'll roll over, so they never lose their sessions, and they can use they can use their membership at any Massage MB nationwide. We have over 1,300. Yes, we can, on the first time, we tell them, and every time, but we tell them, we'll waive the enrollment fee, so it's free to join, and the first payment doesn't go through until 30 days from now. So that's an incentive of why you need to join today and not tomorrow.
Is that month to month?
No, it's a 12-month commitment, 12
Gotcha.
session commitment is what we like to say.
Yeah.
You're agreeing to come in 12 times, we're agreeing not to raise the price.
Yeah.
And
Just
if
like
you.
joining a gym.
Yes,
same idea.
following
It's
that
the
12-month,
same.
it's a month-to-month
Yeah.
basis.
Gotcha.
And we also have 6 or 3 months, but we don't really offer those.
Those are
and
like
then can you
backups.
share,
Backups
can you
until
give
the
your
afterward.
month away as a gift?
You
Yes.
can transfer it for $10, but it's the same person every 6 months, different person every month.
Gotcha.
Oh, so you can't just
Interesting.
give it to your kid
No.
every month?
No.
But we also have a family
Who cares, you
add-on.
would just, yeah, you have a system on it.
Family add-on, which is $10 less a month, so it's $55 a month.
Gotcha.
For membership, for anyone who lives in your same household.
That includes any one of our services with the exception of the microderm infusion, which is the upsell.
That's
which
the,
is-
that's the expensive one, right?
It's just, it's a $45 upcharge.
Oh,
for
okay,
your member.
not as much as I thought.
And is doing the same thing?
They're doing something similar.
I don't know
I
how
don't
they're
know.
They're
I
not
know,
doing
I don't know.
massages,
I
they're
know.
sticking with massage, I mean, they're not doing
No,
facials, they're sticking
no.
with massage.
But not. And then there's all of the Asian places also, obviously, but those aren't obviously on the same level, but still, there's still some places you
And
can
then all
go
the
get a
doctor's
massage.
offices, all the regular traditional.
Correct. Yeah, those, it's just a
Dermatology
small
centers.
percentage because we're the monsters, for lack of a better, we own the marketplace, so that doesn't hurt us.
Also,
Right.
chiropractors
Right.
usually refer their clients their patients to see massage therapists, because chiropractic and massage therapy go hand in hand. They don't, compete
And
with
for
one
the
another.
price that you're doing it, they
Right.
can't keep a therapist.
They can't. Because and a lot of, we don't have an issue so much, I mean, there is a struggle, a small struggle trying to get therapists and, not estheticians, but therapists, because now also there's so many
Yep.
competitors, everybody's competing for the same therapist.
Yep.
And so a lot of them are nickel and diming them, paying them a little bit more, but then they have less services. With us, they're always busy.
Yeah.
We can't get enough therapists in the door to manage the services that we do.
But we're not talking about
What we're
recruiting
talking about is
therapists,
a
right?
first-time guest is what
Yeah.
we need.
No, we're talking about first time guests, yeah.
Yeah.
FTGs.
First
So
time.
the good news is, after looking over these docs, I can definitely meet or beat these numbers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how a high-performing marketing campaign works, or how it's supposed to work. How much it costs, the results you can expect, and when we can start those results. Sound good?
Yeah.
Digital marketing is kind of like going to the gym, as weird as it sounds. Like if you're over the age of 21, you can go to the gym for an hour every day, eat right, work out right, stretch right, and then you have a hot dog or a nacho or a beer and it all gets undone real fast. What you do outside of the gym matters just as much as the gym itself. It's the same way with your Facebook ad. What you do outside of your ad matters just as much as the ad itself.
So outside, because I had a little preview, outside of that little, what I told you about the click funnel, because Madison knows a fair amount about this. So
Yeah.
what happens outside of that? So that click funnel, that's the gym. But these, you know, these are all the hot dogs or green smoothies, however you want to look at it.
Correct.
That really support that moment.
So what you do outside of your Facebook ad matters just as much as the ad itself. Most people come into here, sit exactly where you are, only do this part, and then complain their marketing isn't working, which makes sense. But if you had 7 tests to take and you only did well in 1, you'd still fail the course. Same way with digital marketing. And so the first thing we're going to talk about in all these is actually the Facebook ad, because we all kind of understand how Facebook ads work, right? And so there's a chiropractor that sat in your chair actually 3 months ago and said, Jeff, I need more clients. I want more people. And it's the same chiropractor I've been going to for 5 years. He's over on, so every day at 5 o'clock-ish on like a Friday, take a right and I go down, I know like the way to get around that intersection so I don't have to wait. I sneak through and I go through the residential neighborhoods, and by 5:15 I'm in his office. By 5:16 I've already paid. I walk into his office, room number 2 on the left. I get adjusted, 5 minutes later I'm out the door. I don't care how much it costs. I care about other stuff. So an ad that appeals to Jeff is different than an ad that will appeal to somebody else. If a chiropractor on Miller wants to get me to break that habit that I've been doing for 5 years, if he wants me to go down left down Miller, he's going to have to do something that's going to be worth breaking a habit over. And I'm not dropping him because of a 10% discount or a 2-for-1. I'll bet you it's the same way with massage places. Massage
1,000%.
Right. Same with hairdressers. I'm not leaving my hairdresser for
Yeah,
10%. I'm not
1,000%.
That's how it works.
Right. And we encourage our front desk to make appointments for our members with a couple of different massage therapists, not the same one every single time, because if that therapist leaves, then
they're going
my members like, oh my God, the sky is falling, I was here because of that person.
Yep.
Whereas if we have them with a couple different ones, we can retain them.
Correct.
By saying, I know that this modality, the way that, you know, his pressure and this and that, if you like this person, you're gonna love this person. I know you've never tried them because you've always been with this person, but give me the opportunity. And then they go with that, and then you love them. So yeah, I get that.
So if
the retention's not the problem so much for us as the getting them in the door.
Correct. You want people that build habits.
Correct.
People that every Friday at 5 o'clock, I go and I take a ride on Sunset. But if you're over the age of 21, you have habits. That's just how your brain works. You figured out the universe, I'm gonna do my thing. So you have to present an offer to people like Jeff that's attention-getting, click-worthy, and worth breaking a habit over. And almost never does that have anything to do with price. Almost never. But you never know the reason why Jeff goes to chiropractor. Don't know. Never asked. So I don't ask us, because we are not our target clients, what should go in the ad. I don't ask you what should go in the ad. I don't ask Amy, I don't ask me. I ask your future clients. I do real-life customer research, just like I did at Intel and Ericsson. I was trained at University of Chicago and Washington, St. Louis. I do real-life customer research. As it turns out, you can ask somebody 5 questions, you get 95% of the way of unlocking their wallet. That's about their needs, their wants, their fears, their goals, what they've hated or what they've tried.
Their needs, their wants, their careers, their goals.
Their fears, their goals.
Their fears, their needs, their wants, their fears, their goals. Imagine, you should totally.
I was gonna write it down, but
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll send you a recording of this.
Yeah, would you? Okay.
Fears, and
Wants,
goals.
fears.
And goals. What they hate and what they've tried. If you implement that on your phone calls and scripts, your retention will shoot through the roof. People only think of fears and problems. That's it.
You know what, fun fact? I think I can interrupt your flow, okay? We have a couple of clients that, I mean, the only reason people renew is because they get actual clients, like it's a very, very, very measurable, direct, measurable results. But one of the little side things that they love is this once a month hour
Strategy
with
session.
Jeff Miller, because he's good.
Yeah.
So like this is like the top level, but then when you start to get down, I mean, he continues to create solutions, and you'll be writing a lot of notes.
As part of the strategy sessions, what's the #1 problem in your business? Let's figure out a plan. I'm going to charge you to execute it, and you'll see the end results. Every month we have this conversation. It's part of the strategy sessions. But we do real-life customer research. I ask the people within your serviceable zones about those questions. And then we use that information to create the ad. Here's what's interesting. You and I both know that the demographics are different than the ones in South Miami. They're different than Cocoa Walk.
Country Walk.
Country Walk, sorry.
Yeah.
So guess what? We don't copy and paste your ad. You know that stuff doesn't work. You can't take an ad from New York and run it in Texas. People talk differently. You have to uncover something called tribal language, how people talk about their problems. Therapists have their own tribal language, so do chiropractors. And here's what's really funny. When you go to a chiropractor who knows what he's doing and how to communicate, and you say, I've got a problem in my lower back, my lower neck, I don't know what to do, like here, he says, okay, so you've got a problem in your lower back and your lower neck. My chiropractor understands my problem. There's no confusion. It's easy to conduct business. But when the chiropractor over here says you've got a problem, there's C4 and C5 in your lumbar, you're like, what are you talking about? Different tribal language, like mechanics talk valve timings.
Yeah, sure.
Not me.
Yeah.
Customer research creates a Facebook ad. We present them an attention-getting, click-worthy, break-a-habit over offer. Almost never has anything to do with the price, especially when you're talking to people who have $1,000 purses and a whole lot of disposable income. They don't want a discount. Here's what's even funnier. Same chiropractor that I mentioned. We had like, it wasn't a fight, it was like a stern discussion. It says, Jeff, I know the type of people that come into my office. I know my best customers, just like you said. I know the type of people that come in and spend money. And I said, okay, his name's I said, all right, Scott, who do you think your best performing clients are going to be? Not your current clients, but your future clients, one that you want to spend money. He says, Jeff, men and women who have an injury from college, weightlifting, football, all that stuff, and men and women who just want a good quality of life. I said, you got it. So we took his budget, and we split accordingly, like we do for every client to customer. To make math easy, I'm just going to say $10,000. So we took, let's just say, a chunk of that, and ran it men and women 18 to 29. You and I both know men and women buy for different reasons. So we also did it women 18 to 29. Men 30 to 39, women 30 to 39, men 40 to 49, women to 40 to 49. So let me ask you, out of all these combinations of ages and genders, what do you think is the number one type of person that actually clicks and buys from a chiropractic Facebook ad?
Young ones, right? 18 to 29.
18 to 29, what do you think?
Clicks and buys?
Yeah, like the type of customers that you want. They'll see an ad and they say, I'm interested.
Any ad or just chiropractor?
Just chiropractors.
I would think the oldest.
Down here.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting. Did you know the only type of person to see a chiropractic ad and actually go in and buy is a woman 30 to 39? Nobody else. Only women are 30 to 39, and it's predominantly, I mean like 95% related to pregnancy. They had somebody sitting on their sciatica nerve for 9 months. They lift their kids, they have bad posture, so like it hurts here. Or the double-breasted diaper bag hurts here. It's women 30 to 39. Nobody else. And the only reason men would ever go see a chiropractor is if it has the word sports clinic in it. Because men genuinely believe that the reason why their back hurts is not because of age, because at one time in
Wah, wah.
right, because when they played
You have
football.
a sports injury.
Yeah, it's totally not true.
Sure.
And until becomes, he's not going to run any ads targeting men. That's how tribal language works. That's how customer research works. People buy different things for different reasons down to their age and gender and their income. You can't show the same ad to all of us and expect the same result. So month 2, you turn it off, reallocate the money correctly, and the results start doing this. Every single time. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you looked at something on the internet, didn't see it right in front of you? Did you spend 45 minutes looking for the thing that you wanted, or did you close out and start all over again?
What?
Right, yeah.
You're Googling for a thing,
Uh-huh.
you're looking for a thing on the internet, you open up a web page, you said, I thought that was it, but it's not right in front of me. Do you spend 45 minutes looking for that thing, or do you close out and start your search all over again?
Close.
Start it and start it again.
Google has trained an entire generation of people to say, stop looking, restart your search. That's how our brains work. So if you're sending somebody with a figured out needs, wants, fears, and goals, with a break a habit over offer that's highly targeted, and you send them to your generic landing page, well, now all of a sudden, they just close out and start all over again. If what they're looking for is not right in front of them, they don't make a purchasing decision. Imagine you went to a restaurant and 85% of the people just left. Was the problem?
Yeah, that's why Yelp is so freaking amazing, because you just, it's immediate, it's bam, it's just.
It's what you wanted, right in front of you.
It's what I wanted right in front of me. Restaurant, Chinese, there they are.
Yep.
Near me, done, you know?
So imagine if you're sending this highly targeted traffic to a generic page, just a contact form, something that doesn't match their journey up to this point. Do you think they're going to spend 45 minutes looking for it? You can close out and start all over again. Now you've sent people to your competition. A conversion rate out of 100 people that go through this process, how many turn into customers? Well, if you send people to a contact form, say, great, give me your name, number, and email. Conversion rate's about 15%. It means 85% of people are gone. The contact form doesn't look like the ad that I came from and doesn't use the language that I use. I'm out. If you're running a restaurant and 85% of people walked out, is a problem with them or a problem with the front desk? If you send people to your normal website, talking about like 25%. But if you send it to a specific mini website that we build on our servers, so we can touch it, control it, and change it without having to call your web guy or wait for them to do all that fun stuff, you see this number double immediately out of the gate. Our performance is twice as good as what you could do on your own. So
Like a microsite that just goes to your location specifically?
Yep.
We have access to the microsite, right?
I have no idea
He
whatsoever.
builds a new one.
You can't.
Yeah, franchise rules. Yeah, they get weird. It has to be in touch with branding, you have to do it a certain way. You can't take credit cards over the website.
We talked about that, there were workarounds.
Yep.
But there was, you had some. Anyway, we'll get there.
When you're done,
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what they do now, Illuma. Click it and it takes you to the microsite. But not with any of that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I think that it's, well, continue,
Yeah.
but at some point.
There's room for Q&A and discussion, I
Yeah.
promise, yeah. So, even more interesting is people are easily freaked. Facebook, hackers, spam, Russians, all of it. Everyone's more cautious than ever before. So if they go to your microsite and it doesn't look like the ad they came from, they freak out and they leave. Happens every single time. Imagine if you saw a picture of your massage therapist and said, would you like to take a next step? And then you say, this website, it doesn't look like where I came from.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah, so they leave. And now you're sending people to your competition. We've already figured out why they're gonna buy. Show them an ad that says, do you wanna buy? Only showing that people actually buy, and then we make them go somewhere else.
How many clicks are we talking about here already?
What do you mean?
Yeah, how many, I mean. It's
Oh, clicks don't matter. Only customers matter.
It's only one click, so you've got the Facebook ad, you've gone to the landing page.
Okay.
Because that's research
Okay,
and
that's
just
advertising.
what he's talking
Okay,
about.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Now here's what's interesting.
One click so far.
Your microsite, your mini website, your landing page, there's only one thing to do, which is you want your voucher. You want to take a next step, give me your name, number, and email. I don't want people who just like do it and then never show up. I make them click invested, name, number, and email, or it doesn't count. Real purchasers, real buyers are totally fine with that, and we see it 100 times a month. We also do fun stuff like live tracking, heat mapping. We do it on our own servers. We build it out so it just plain old works. You and I both know that a lead is not as powerful as a phone call. When somebody's calling, ooh, they're ready to take a next step. So, we create a thank you page. A thank you offer that gets people actually calling you. That extra thing that you wanted. As it turns out, making a hypothesis, Your best future customers don't want to have to wait. Click call schedule now and have a no wait guarantee. What's the difference to you? It's the same process you already have, just being more obvious and explicit about it. The thank you offer is adjusted based upon the customer research. And with a chiropractor that wants my business, I'm not waiting. I got too many other things to do. I'm not this demographic that has time. I'm not this demographic that has time. I literally have no time. So, click call schedule now and have no wait guarantee. You got it. I've seen this button clicked 150 times a month. If you had that, you'd be jumping up and down.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Here's what's even more fun. We keep everybody honest. Me, you, the client, the customer, everybody. Every time a name, number, and email gets filled out, you get a text, you get a text, you get a text, and I get a text. Every time this generates a phone call, you get a text, you get a text, you get a text, I get a text. And when the phone call is done, you get a copy of the recording, you get a copy of the recording, you get a copy of the recording, and I get a copy of the recording.
I don't get a copy of it.
She doesn't get a copy.
Thank God.
But we all know if it's working. Keeps everybody honest, so that you don't have to call the guy to say, okay, but how many customer opportunities did my billboard send me? That's not a conversation with this program, because you already know. You will literally get leads texted to your phone saying, hey, Jeff signed up. Hey, Alex signed up. Hey, Susie signed up. Hey, Lauren signed up. Name, number, email. Keeps everybody honest. And as much as we like to think that Elon Musk's actually built my Tesla, it's not true, but we like to think so. As soon as you get a text, magically, by the way, you send a welcome text too. It's actually us using software. But how cool would it be is if your perfect customer was building a real, genuine relationship with you?
Let me see.
Dr. Foreman got a customer opportunity, Sunsecting got a customer opportunity. So you're gonna get those
Mine
all
are,
set,
like,
open.
mine come like that,
Yep.
yours don't. Like, those are,
But that's how we
That's like
keep.
all the stream that's together.
Clicked it, but not people who signed up, is what you wanted to know.
No, the sign up has everything to do with us.
No, the sign up for, make an appointment.
Yep.
Like for
so
Luma, when
the
you click
reason
on the
we
thing,
set
it
this,
tells you how
the
to
reason
do
we
it.
set
That's
this
not
up
how you
is
make
that
it.
somebody like you would be busy, and then this form would come in, and it would sit there. But the idea, like, this comes in, this person first is gonna buy a $5,000 bike. The owner needs to in your case, your front desk or whatever. So you, let's say you're having coffee, you get this, you bug her right away. Did you call that person? Or whoever's at the front desk, and you're the person that'll do that.
Yeah, I will.
You're like, I'm looking at this link, I'm looking at, and then you follow up right away because it's critical.
Getting a FISBO lead.
The time is
Yeah.
critical, yeah. So you know, ideally you don't wait, and that's how we started that, because people would sit and let these leads build up.
I would have to have a line.
No.
Specifically, no, but I would, specifically for that stays at the center. Because we're open from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. so that who's ever at the front desk can see that coming in and call immediately, or.
You have your managers sign up for it, or.
So
like,
we
do
will
it.
send the text to whoever at what time is necessary. So let's say you got like an 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. shift. That's like,
No, that won't work.
no.
No, it won't work because our front desk staff are millennials who, the 80% of, 90% of them, this is not a career for them.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for the next time they come in late to fire them.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So you can
and
have.
that's honest, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
So what the cool part about this is it's text and email.
Right.
So your front desk email, hey, you got a customer opportunity, call them back. What's even more fun is we send a welcome text. So as soon as Jeff signs up for your offer, you magically send them a text. Automatically. Hey, thanks so much. Looking forward to it.
Me or you?
Well, it's me, but it's,
Technically you,
yeah,
or me. Okay.
correct. Send them a welcome text. Thanks for signing up. Look out for a phone call or text from Jessica. She'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, we're not doing any of this. You're doing all of this. What
Correct.
we're doing is calling back the client when
Correct.
we get that text
Yeah.
to schedule them for an appointment to come in.
Correct.
got.
Now, when someone schedules an appointment, what is it, like 2 or 3 days?
Their appointment?
We
Yeah.
Today or tomorrow.
Yeah, we immediately try and sell them, if it's 10 o'clock, we wanna sell them at 11
Yeah.
o'clock appointment.
So, is there a follow-up to make sure that they had a 5-star experience, and we have an automatic upsell that they're coming back 1, 2, 3 weeks later?
When they come out of session, we try to pre-book them for their next appointment.
Mhm.
Everyone, when they leave, gets a survey sent to their email to fill out, which, you know, some people, we tell them about it, some people do it, some people don't do it, and that's a customer satisfaction survey.
Gotcha.
So it rates us from
That's
customer
not,
service.
we are not, we have so much going on at the front desk to try and talk to that client.
Yeah.
Everything from to try to sell them retail, to get them to become a member,
Yeah.
to get them to pre-book, to buy gift cards. So much going on that the last of which, maybe a mistake, maybe not, but at this point, this is, you know,
Yeah.
the bottom line is what we're looking at. We don't really push that. It's called, what is it called? I forgot what it's called.
The in-moment survey.
In-moment survey.
We don't push it, but still
Okay.
people do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People do it on their own
but
accord.
typically they do it when there is an issue.
Yeah.
More so, no?
It's both.
Okay.
We have more good ones than bad ones.
We do?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's what's great. Magically, 14 days later, you or me or whoever we'd like to pretend sends a follow-up text. Hey Alex, just checking in. How's your experience? Tell me about your therapist.
A text.
Yep. And they reply. I call it a sneaky survey because they think it's you, but it's really me. 14 days later is enough turnaround time for them to go, oh, I should come back again.
And these are for people that did not sign up for a membership.
Anybody and everybody. If they came in through here, I share
Regardless.
somewhat responsibility of this process. And it's up to me to know for sure that not only were these people followed up with, they had a great enough experience to come back, and as people that do this for a living, I know that there's always room for improvement. Somebody didn't get a call back, we catch stuff before it gets on Yelp, we establish real relationships with you and your future clients and customers.
We also do new member calls, so similar to that, it's the same thing, but over the phone with people who do sign up for the membership.
Perfect.
But there's no follow-up with people that don't.
Gotcha. So,
Why?
That's never been a thing, it sounds like that's a great idea.
No, write it
Yeah.
down. Big no. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Mhm.
Follow up, how was your session? You know, we wanna thank you again for coming to Massage MV.
And maybe
Want
one
to
more
give you,
chance
you know,
at that.
Yeah,
at
I
that
found out
offer.
recommended that you come back every 2 weeks.
You know, tell me what your,
Yep.
what was it, tell me what, you know, if you could just share with me what you liked, tell me what, you know, what we could do better so that we can better serve you next time you come in. Sound about right?
that's all part of this process. Now here's what's really cool. We all know Kim Kardashian, right?
Who doesn't?
Everybody does. What does she sell, by the way?
Herself.
She sells
She's
herself.
an exceptional marketer.
Some people say her butt.
No.
No, she sells herself.
Herself.
How do people give her money?
She sells her story.
Glad you said that. Kim Kardashian. More people are interested in her and her soap opera series of a life than they are about what she actually sells. She's got a store in Miami Beach called Dash, I think, something like that, right?
Probably losing money.
Right. But more people are interested in her soap opera sequence of a life. That's because people buy into people's stories first and their products second. More people are interested in the real estate agent that climbed himself out of poverty than they are about saving 0.01% of the
Oh, that's his other story.
Yeah. And you mentioned you, right there. Your best performing marketing has been you. So, we tell a story. Everybody that signs up automatically gets a one a day, every day for 5 days, soap opera sequence of a life. Intro, drama, result, act now, conclusion. Our other clients. Did you know that there's a bike shop in Miami? The guy fled from South America, snuck into an MBA program in Spain, resells his family in Miami to build a business his father back in South America would be proud of. It's a real thing. That is a real thing. And immediately, within 1 week of turning all this on, 5 people came in and said, I read your story. I had no idea. And they made a purchasing decision because of it. People are interested in people's stories first and then products second. If you're not telling a story, you're missing out on the Kim Kardashian effect. So we do soap opera seekers. Serves as an automatic follow-up. We upsell correctly and accordingly More importantly, we tell people focused story.
So someone calls you, interviews you, there's a science to how the story builds, how the sequence builds, and most of it includes some sort of product. Like it's not just, it's always a selling opportunity, but it's the story with the selling opportunity.
Yep.
And there's a, it's somewhat formulaic, and we put it together. The whole thing is worth it. Just that is worth the whole thing.
Does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
They're not. That's not easy to figure out and write.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
We'll talk to you soon, okay, Herbie? We got a boogie.
Go ahead.
You got it. So, can you see how this moves the needle for your business?
Sorry?
Can you see how this moves the needle for your business?
Sure.
Can you see how this can get you the type of results that you want?
Sure. Yes.
Bet you're wondering how much this program costs.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Any questions before I do the close?
No.
So, I was taught and developed this program when I worked at Intel, the computer chip company. It was part of their internal consulting team. You could hire me out to run this program from one division to another. It's called an internal charge. And at Intel, the internal charge for this work was $225,000 for 6 months. And nobody cared because they were getting that lead sales and ROI. More money in, more money out, like your marketing used to be. If you were going to a New York-based Mad Men-style agency, you know how much they would charge you?
$1 million.
They should make that the number, but no, it's closer to $158K a year just to talk to them. That's their conversation fee without the work. That is them giving you permission to talk to them so they can sell you more stuff. If you were to go to our competitors in Miami and pay for their Biscayne Bay views, they would charge you $85,000 a year and not do half of what I'm offering you today. Jeff charges $2,900 a month. $2,900 a month.
That's a big number, Jeff.
It's a big number.
Huge.
Huge number. Month to month, no long-term commitment. Not only do you get the whole package, but I know that I have to make my marketing program competitive. I have to absorb some of the risk. I have to have a guarantee. Just like there's an implied guarantee that if somebody doesn't like their massage, you'll make it right. Even if that means giving another massage. Just like when you buy from Honda or Apple or wherever, if you don't like it, they'll figure it out. Up to and including replacing your phone, replacing your car. If you don't get at least 30 customer opportunities from the day your campaign goes live, I pay your next month's bill for you.
That doesn't make sense for 30 new clients.
So the 30 is our minimum.
But why doesn't it? What's the
Because you're
residual
talking
value of a
about
client?
$3,000 a month and 30 clients, we're talking about 30 clients walking in my door is six times 3 is $1,800. That doesn't make sense to me. And out of those 30, I'm only gonna close 30, which is 9.
Right,
Okay,
and then
so
they're gonna stay for.
Doesn't matter how long they stay for me to, remember, my massages, I literally make $4.50.
No, your massages are your break even.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just to get them in the door. Where I make the money is on the retail and on the residual income when they become members. And if I'm bringing in nine clients a month, okay? If I'm closing 9 of them, out of which 7, it's about 60% of them will stay for the year. The other 40% will fall at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're talking about 6, so it doesn't make sense for me to do that.
So why is it that it goes from 30 to 9?
What do you mean?
Because 30% buy the membership.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and the other ones, remember, it cost me to get them in the door with the marketing that I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it cost me $35, okay, per person.
And your massages cost? Or what is the price of your massage?
If they've never been there before, it's 55. If they have, it's 95. If
Okay.
they're not a member.
Okay, and that doesn't include, that's just in the marketing that I'm doing now, that doesn't include anything else.
Mhm.
Doesn't include the light, the phone, the paying of it, nothing. So I lose money when I bring somebody in the door unless I can sell them a membership and they stay for a year.
Mhm.
Therefore, allowing me that time to sell them product and for me, it's volume.
Right.
Because it's so small.
Mhm.
So when I say I do, 2,500 services in a month, out of those 2,500 services, I'm counting that 30% of them bought something.
Correct.
I sell about $10,000 worth of retail a month.
Mhm.
There's where I make my 5,000, because I
Right.
make 50% on it. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, the upsell of all the other services. Also, where I make my money is with those people that don't come in.
Yep.
That sign the contract and
Yep,
don't come in.
just like a
That's how
gym.
the membership, and the gyms work. They don't expect that that's a member is gonna come in, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to,
Yep.
to supply them, they
Not
would
enough
be
space.
standing in line
Yep.
to use elliptical machine. Same thing with us.
Yep.
So that number, it doesn't, and, it does not make any sense to me.
So, when you spent X dollars on the billboard and the money clip and sunset screens and the email and the newspaper and the magazines, did any of them have a guarantee?
No, they
No.
didn't, but I saw the numbers come in,
Okay.
and it was substantially less than that number.
What do you mean? It was-
I mean, none of them charged me $2,900 a month.
Mhm.
Help me to
You were
understand,
spending
help me
seven-
to understand,
Right.
instead of us going back and forth about that, help me to understand how that number is gonna make sense to me. And if you can sell me on that, I'm on board, cause I'm all about spending money on marketing.
Correct.
I just wanna make sure that $2,900, I'm gonna be able to justify that by saying it brought me in 100 new people.
Correct.
Out of which I closed 30 of them.
Mhm.
If I closed 30 of them, then that number would make, well, let me do the math real quick.
So the average-
1,500, so it'd be 15,000, it would just, let me
Want a
get a
calculator?
calculator, yeah.
Just doing that.
See, you're talking about, this is what 30 new, well, that's for 1 month. Okay. If you could bring me in 30, in other words, that number would make sense to me if I could bring in 100 people in the door.
We do that for people. It's not our guarantee, but we do it.
Yeah.
Who do you do that for?
We have car washes
We
that
do
do
it
that.
for the car wash
Bike
guy.
shops that do that.
Actually, the bike shop does it too. Actually, the bike guy is pretty interesting because he can no longer be bothered. Like, people are buying $5,000 bikes. They gave their name, full name, they gave their phone number, and a real email address. That's somebody that wants to do business, right? Otherwise, you give them your
Right.
bogus email address, because you want just the next white paper or whatever it was. It's too much trouble. Can't be bothered now. He used to get like 30 leads, but we've tweaked it over time, and he gets more and more and more and more leads. Now we have to follow up on them. Now we have to follow up on them. It's
How
not
long
the-
has he been doing this?
It's not the same as, because like you said, you're the best at it. It's not the same when we follow up. It's not as good.
How long have you been working with the cycle guy?
8 or 9 months, maybe.
Yeah,
a year.
like
Who's
we're
the
coming
cycle
up on
guy?
a year. He's opening
So-
his 4th location. He opened his 3rd because of us, and now opening his 4th because of us.
Where is it?
In Coconut Grove. It's weird because those are the actual names.
It's on
Last
the
month
corner
he
right there
sold
where the
$12,000. Correct, right across the street.
Yeah.
Last month, directly attributed to our program, he sold $12,000 worth of bikes. There's a goal this month of $40,000 worth of bikes, which is totally 100% doable.
He sold $12,000 worth of bikes.
Yeah.
Out of which 6,000 is profit.
Yeah.
So how does it justify the 2,900?
Well, because 2,900 in 12. I can't figure out like costs. I don't think it's 50%. I know he's an exclusive dealer for the Argon 18s, which is a very high margin, very expensive triathlete, aspirational athlete bike.
And also, he values the other aspect of it. So if I have a Facebook ad and I can generate the 29,000, and I can say for a fact, I know that that this happened from here. The other part of it the other Facebook ad and all of the people that it reached and everything is sort of the same as that billboard. It's like, this is working, this is good. Can I run, you know, there's other,
Also, yeah.
untangible
I
results.
understand.
Yeah.
Let me share with you then, so you can understand from the perspective where I'm sitting. The billboard that was a poster was on US 1.
Yep.
It has the most traffic of any, you know, it's ridiculous. Hundreds of thousands of cars go by there on any given moment between the hours of 5 and 9, for example. Just those, and they're stopped in front of that billboard looking at that over and over again every single day. Okay? That billboard cost me $3,500 a month.
Yep.
I divide that billboard between all 3 of my centers, because that billboard has the ad of all 3 of my centers. It has the phone numbers of all 3 of them and just the ad. I'm very simplistic, very, you know, read it and you know exactly what it says. There's not a lot of ad print on there or anything that would, you know, deter them from, these are my 3 locations.
Yep.
And this is the ad, gift cards, there's the gift card, there's the person giving the gift.
Yeah.
It's December.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're talking about, it's costing me $1,125 per center. Okay, I can't help but be able to make money on that billboard no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it made, just by sheer volume of the
Right.
people that are looking at it.
Okay.
So let's talk about the volume of people that are looking at
Yeah.
the Facebook ad.
Yeah.
So
Perhaps.
the equivalent of that is called reach.
Right.
It's a vanity metric. In my space, I go, reach doesn't matter. But we're talking about reach. So on average, the ad reach, which is what clicks is equivalent to, is like 70 to 90,000 people over the course of a month. And
That's doing what you're doing.
yeah, and that's not on a billboard. That's when you're in traffic, and the first thing you do is open up your phone.
What Illuma is doing now is about 200 people.
So those are not, and those aren't people that looked at it, they're people that clicked. It's a pretty good metric for reach. But we don't care, we only care what comes in.
So let's try this out. What's your biggest fear with this program?
Well, what? Okay, just give 1 second, just ask who it is and then.
Hi, thank you.
So let her just 1 second.
Oh, hi. Yes, I'm so sorry. Can I call you back in about an hour? Thank you. Bye.
Sorry, that was for
You're
So-
both important to me. I'm going to do it on conference, can I please call you back?
Okay.
So what's your number one need in your business? It's to get more people coming in and buying, right?
It's to get, I'll take care of the buying.
Okay,
I just want them to come in my door to get a service.
gotcha.
If they come in my door to get a service, I've got it taken care of.
So what's your number one fear with this program?
My number one fear is that I will not see the result from those $2,900. I won't be able to see, I won't get 100 people more in my door.
Your biggest fear is that you will not make money on a $2,900 program.
Yeah, that's a huge number for me,
Mhm.
for one center.
Gotcha.
Monstrous. I've never spent, in all the 10 years I've been doing this, I've never spent on one center, on one product, $2,900. That's 32, you're talking about 29,000, there's another, $36,000 in a year.
Yep.
How come
Yeah.
you're getting $90,000 clicks and what we're using now gets?
No, 90,000 reach.
Okay.
Reach, which is the equivalent of a billboard metric, reach.
Wait, but you said it was a click. That those are people that clicked
No,
on
they're
it, or
not.
people
No,
that
no,
saw
no,
it?
reach
reach.
is the billboard metric.
Right.
It's
So-
just that
Same.
it pops up on their Facebook.
Yeah.
That's all
And
the
who it
reach
was in
is.
front of, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but what is the click?
Oh, I don't know. I've never looked at the clicks. I only look at the dollars that come out of the program. Either you're making money or you're not.
Okay.
That's correct.
So how do you propose, how many people I'm telling you how many people I need
Mhm.
for that to make sense. Does that make sense to you? Is that something that you can, if you can
So-
guarantee me that, then I'm on board all day long.
So you're saying you need over 100 people
Correct, so that I can close 30 of them.
to actually walk in and show up.
Oh,
It's a hard ask. A lot.
that's a
Plus
hard,
one.
that $2,900 is a hard ask.
Yeah. But 100's not hard over time, but as a guarantee for a first month it is. I'll tell you when it didn't work. I'll tell you 2 times when it didn't work. One time, we're in the middle of it now. And it's not working, it's taking longer to work.
Yeah.
Because how he does his business, he's successful though, and we're acknowledging his success, and and he's a doctor, so there's some stuff you can't say because of doctoring. And so it's taking a little longer, but he hasn't paid again. So we're continuing to have strategy sessions. He's getting his soap opera series, and we're into month 2, but we're going to be into month 3 with him. That's what's going to happen. And then we're going to we may have decided in another case we did decide we're going to part ways. We're not going to work together. It took too long to get your leads. It took too much of our time. It's like that worst client, right? It's like, how many massages do I have to give you? Just get out of here.
Right, exactly.
And it's like that. That happened one time. So then we had another guy, and it wasn't working. It was because his business model wasn't good, wasn't right. And we initially thought through the strategy sessions that he would come to see where he needed to land, either as a value proposition or as in a discount realm. Either you're going to give high stuff or you're going to discount. You got to decide what you're doing. He couldn't do that. But your business is together.
But here
we're going to be successful with you.
Well, but that's interesting. You would say that because if you look at the demographic of the people that you're dealing with that number, you're dealing with people that have a very, very huge. Okay, it's a huge. What's that called? What they make versus the client that you bring in the door is a big number.
No, more people get massages.
I know, but
I got you.
Understand?
Right, like the Sunset guy, he makes a lot of money when he sells a bike.
The Sunset guy brings in 10 people and he's like, thank you.
Yeah, because he sells
wow,
$5,000
because he
bikes.
does 50 grand.
But not very many people buy bikes, so it's
because
hard
he
to
sold
find
him
them.
a $5,000. It doesn't matter.
Right, I got you.
That person that he brought in the door is
Right,
going to
right.
spend $5,000 on a bike, out of which he makes $2,500. You brought in 10. That's $25,000 you made that month, and he only paid you $3,000. I will hire you three of you.
Right.
So let's.
For me, you
Yeah.
bring me 100 people, I'm only going to close 30%. I've already
That's
lost
$50
money
a
by
month.
bringing those 100 people in the door, mind you. On top of paying you, I've already lost money by bringing those 100
Yeah,
people
yeah.
in the door.
Yeah.
I think we're
So
gonna
those
extend
30
you better
people,
people too.
I just 30 people I closed.
Yeah.
30 people that I closed, half of those are gonna fall between a year, so I only made, you get me?
So out of the average 30, how long do they stay? 10 months?
Out of the 30,
Yeah.
70% of them will last a year.
All right, so let's just say 10
Okay,
months.
30% of 30, actually less than that, 50% of them won't last a year. But we do that consistently every month.
Yeah.
You get me?
So let me see if I'm doing these numbers right. So 30 people at $50 a month, that's $1,500 right out of the gate, right? Is that my math right?
Correct.
And they-
65 a month. With
I know, but I'm just
no-
rounding
Oh,
down so I can
yeah.
do like,
Yeah.
math in public is the worst type, right?
Yeah.
So 1,500 a month.
Yes.
Then they say an average of,
6 months. I don't make any money on those people until they buy product.
Correct.
Yes, okay, yes, theoretically, yes.
so we've got, can't do math in public, right? So we've got,
In public. I have a calculator here.
so you are well
9,000.
beyond, right? Like you are well beyond that number, right? Assuming they stay as long as everybody else, which why? wouldn't they?
9,000, out of which, now here comes the clicker.
Yeah.
Because we're a volume business, my bottom line there is 10%,
Mhm.
so that's 900.
Right.
But you're going bottom line, bottom.
Yeah, but that's all I care about. At the end of the day, gross
Yeah.
revenue is what I care about. None of the rest of it makes any sense to me. Nobody cares. It's what I take home that matters. And if I can't justify, if he can't bring enough people so that would make sense to me, okay, if
That's
if
assuming
you-
100 people come in.
That's assuming 100 people come in.
Yep.
Okay, then that's why I said 100 people is where it would make sense to me,
Yeah.
okay? Because I'm only gonna close 30 of them,
And these,
in a perfect world.
so they never spend any more money. They never do any upsells or add-ons.
Yes, they do, that's where we make our money.
Right.
That
This is just the
9,000, my
membership.
payroll is between $65,000 and $85,000 a month.
Mhm.
I've got 55 employees
Mhm.
in South Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and that's nothing, that's just payroll. So when I tell you that those people are coming in to get a massage, that's not where I'm making my money. Where I'm making my money is on them buying product, on them not using their services.
Correct.
Okay, so that $9,000 a month, out of my gain there is about $900.
Mhm.
Okay, a little bit more. It's 15 to 18%, so actually it's a little more. It would be, so times two, it's $1,800.
Gotcha.
Okay, on 30 people. Okay, I need to close where I make my money is on the volume of the people that I close. I need to close between 100 and, at minimum, 100 people a month, at minimum, to keep my doors open.
Gotcha.
Right now, I'm closing somewhere around 90, so that's why I'm here.
So let me ask you this. So how many people on your email list? That have-
100,
Huge number,
hundreds
right?
of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I've been over for 10 years, I've got,
How much would it cost to hire a reporter or a PR marketing company to do this?
I wouldn't be able to afford it.
How much would it cost to hire a strategy marketing company to do customer research? Expensive, right? How much would it cost to do agent gender split testing? Build out the landing pages? Set up the notifications? How much money are you losing because we aren't following up?
How is it possible to do this for the 3 centers so that that number makes sense to me?
That's what I was thinking. Why does it have to be only one?
Yeah.
Also, the microsite, if you can't make it, that, because we're a franchise, right, we have to go by the
That's
specific
an
one that
excellent-
they,
that's correct.
that they
Yep.
do, so that's a
That's
service that we're
all.
not paying for you, for either,
Oh,
right?
quite the opposite. It means more huff and puff on my end. The
Yeah,
reason why I
right.
built it myself is so that I don't have to deal with
Yeah. it makes it
franchise,
harder.
web
Well,
guy, et
but you
cetera.
can,
But we
you
were-
can, is there, can we manage that site?
No, I don't know. I have
Okay,
zero
well,
idea.
that's, I think that's a good question we would need to ask. Can you call and ask right now?
Ask if we can manage the microsite?
Yes, I wanna know whether or not we can manage our own microsite. If that's actually asked.
So isn't that a conversation for corporate?
No.
No?
I would
Maybe?
think so. Corporate decides what we can do.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
they-
true,
she
but
might know.
I would never call corporate, they would never even take my call. There's
Gotcha.
1,300 locations and there's 5,000 franchisees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be put on hold. As a matter of fact, they won't even take my call. I have to do an email, which is called to send it to
You
them.
have to send a
and then
ticket.
they give you a ticket, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll give me, within the next 45 hours, well, your 48 hours, yeah, it's
How
a
do you
shit show.
manage that shit?
Huh?
How do you manage that shit, Lord?
Well, because I know what I'm doing already. I have all 3 centers, so I've made all of the mistakes twice.
Yeah.
So now I don't ever have to send them a ticket unless my computers are down. I'm screaming, "Wah! My computers are down!" And then we're all sending tickets.
Oh
But
my
other than that,
God.
I mean, we know what we've made all the mistakes. What else is there? Inappropriate touch. Been there. I mean, what do you know?
I just
Yeah.
sent them.
Did you?
Is there,
So
what is
talk
your
to me-
thinking on the 3?
Yeah.
Why can't we just amortize it over 3?
You're
That's a
asking
question.
me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now instead of 1 location, we're talking 3 locations.
But they're not the same as
So they
you
aren't the
noted.
same.
Oh,
Which
because they're
means-
not the same. is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
well, we all know that
Okay.
different people talk differently,
Okay,
right?
right.
But there are combination effects. So having to do one thing 3 times, I don't have to do one thing once. That does happen. So Amy and I can have a conversation about quoting for 3 locations, which may be closer to the number you're looking to get to.
What, 30 new? No, that doesn't make sense. I can't have 10 per location.
No, I mean,
Okay.
the 3 locations
Yeah, that would be 90.
at
yeah.
$1, that makes more sense
Uh-huh.
given your goals here.
Uh-huh,
Does that make sense?
yes.
So the numbers
Or-
will move in your favor.
Or the other thing, I don't know what you think about this, and I'll just pretend we're talking privately, but we're not, I've known Lourdes for years.
10 years.
Is that, just on an experiment or whatever, what if we change the guarantee? We're not gonna get 100 customers the first month, I don't think we will. There's just this little learning
This
curve,
takes-
there's just this little curve.
That's the process.
Yeah, there's a
right?
little process involved, and even people that hum and that, which is most, it's
So-
not gonna happen the first month.
So every time we've signed a client, they have the same challenge. And this is what always ends up happening. every single time. Now what Amy can I is figure out how we talk about this, because this is what you want.
Yeah. 100 or more.
Right, which we've seen time and time again.
Correct.
But at no point ever in the first month have I ever made a guarantee of 100. And the reason why is because of this and because of this. But I can figure out how to amortize that guarantee. So it's an average of, I'm making up numbers, this is being recorded, don't hold me to it, an average of 100 a month for 3 months to allow this to happen.
Oh, I like that.
Can't do it because every month is different for us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
That means that, for example, in December, you might take credit for, oh, we had 250 extra people come in, but we only had 10 people come in.
No, no,
We're
so
not
it's
taking
only
credit for
through this.
nothing, it's
Yeah.
only through that process.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
only
don't
through
get to
that
take
process.
I
credit
see,
for corporate marketing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't mean that,
And
with
then-
all due respect.
No,
Actually,
no, right,
just-
right,
yeah,
right,
I
everyone's
understand.
just talking freely.
But wouldn't you automatically bring in more, that's also if you're doing an average between, 3 months, you're gonna bring in more
Right.
in December anyway.
Yeah.
And that average is gonna go up.
Correct.
Yeah,
But what
so
we're talking about is the first 30 days.
Oh.
That's our talking point, right? That's our source of fear and frustration. And the first 30 days, you'll not get enough out of Jeff's program to make it worth your time, effort, and energy. So what Amy and I have to figure out is how we're going to make sure that this has a bang for your buck, alleviates your fears and helps you accomplish your goals, not in the first month, but the second and third when that happens.
So say that again, what your proposition was, possible proposition?
So she needs
Was that
100
the
people.
guarantee would be over 3 months?
She needs 100 people a month. That's what you're telling me. Otherwise, nothing works. Is that correct?
That's correct, but I'm going to have that
100,
happen in
but she has-
December regardless.
But she has other ways of.
Does that make
this isn't-
sense?
She's saying she needs 100, you need 100.
From this program.
From this program.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, again, I'm
Just from the
sorry, you're gonna have to
program.
continue to tell me, it
Yeah.
takes 7
Just
times for you
from
to
the
tell someone
program.
something. Yeah, I keep
You're
forgetting.
getting people,
That's
you're
right,
not doing
just
this
from
program and people are now coming in through massage, I mean, not enough,
Yeah.
but they're coming, I mean, 'cause you
So-
already have a business.
So the idea in my head is an average of 100 people a month, every month for 3 months.
So, but
That's
I
when
would
this
do-
kicks
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And that
you're
begins to make a lot
talking
more sense.
$10,000.
and if we don't get it,
Then next month, until we get the 100 every month for
You
3
don't
months,
pay.
an average.
we have, did that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense if it works,
Yep.
because at some point you'll be frustrated, like you said, and I'll be frustrated, but I end up still spending the $10,000. So that's a big number.
Yep. Yep.
Not for, because you bring in 2 clients.
And she's jumping up and down because she got 2 times her
She just
ROI.
sold, breast surgery for $11,000.
Mhm.
You get me?
Do you have a high ticket, high end, $1,000 thing?
Absolutely not.
But the car wash is selling $19 car washes.
Yes, and it's costing them $6 to do the car wash.
I don't know about that, but not by your way of doing the math.
I've sat there and the cars go by.
Yes.
Okay, and then
He's
of course
talking
in
about the
10
money,
minutes,
but if you
7
do
cars
it-
went by.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
know
to
what I'm saying?
but it's still pretty
But
low margins. But the other interesting thing about him, which is similar to you, is that there are multiple locations, and we do work for him in Texas and Boca and throughout his franchise,
And
he
his
opens up new
demographic is everybody.
Well,
Yep.
it's different,
People
that
with
was what I
cars.
was gonna say. and
People that
different.
have cars, you know what I mean?
But it behaves radically in terms of aggregating all this together across your franchises as if this was one market. We know it's not one market, you know it's not one market. And we have found that with him too.
Yeah.
Even within his Boca location, when he wanted to do them together, it was, they were different.
Let me share with you, I love this.
Mhm.
This is fantastic, I get it, I'm huge, I'm marketing and I'm getting. I was selling Facebook to Massage MD year 1.
Yep.
Okay, and everybody was like, oh, that's not gonna last, and I was like, I have over 5,000 friends on my Facebook that I only know 200 of.
Yep.
Because I literally sat there for I kid you
Oh,
not.
I remember that phase.
You remember that phase?
Yeah, and people talked about it. They're like, who
everybody
is
said-
that? That's
He's
a friend of yours.
posting shit
and
on
she
my
keeps like-
page.
yeah.
Yes, exactly, because they
That was
didn't have
after
that
you-
feature where you had to accept the post. Back in the day, they didn't have that, so I just posted on everybody, I befriend them, and then I just post on everybody's page, and I just got people in the door. So I understand the sheer, you know, the benefits and all that stuff, I just don't know, quite frankly, if because of my business model
Yep.
and how small my, you know, the bottom line is, whether or not that number is gonna make, that's
Correct.
gonna make sense to me,
So,
because of what I need to do.
Our car wash guy has a $400 car wash, which is like insane. Our bike shop guy has a $5,000 bike.
Right,
It's a $10,000 ticket.
correct.
You are one of the first clients to come in and says, I don't have anything for sale over $100.
Not, yeah, that's it, $100.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right?
you could buy.
The Yana juice.
And those are discontinued, we don't know where to get them anymore.
We're not gonna get them anymore?
We have to figure out where.
Yeah, but the Murad, the stuff, all that facial stuff, it's
Our most expensive thing is $100.
one item,
Yes.
but you walk out of there spending more than $100. I did. I mean, you buy this, all those
Yes,
products.
but facials are 15% of our business. Our bread and butter still remains
The massage.
massages.
Yeah.
Facials is what
No, but I'm
we
saying
had
the
to
other,
add
the
in
skin
order.
products and the retail stuff.
Yeah, but you don't buy those unless you had a facial for the most part, as a
Oh,
matter of
I
fact.
see. Okay,
We're
that's that
trying to,
connect,
yeah,
right.
that's the connect there. The facial is, the esthetician is doing your facial, and as she's doing it, she's telling you about this product and how
Right.
fabulous this product is and how great it's gonna make your skin look,
So,
and all that stuff.
this is our next steps.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ask you to sign anything because we haven't figured out what you're signing on. So this is what Amy and I are gonna do. Amy and I are gonna figure out, see what I mean? Is
Yeah.
we're gonna figure out a price for the 3 locations. We're gonna figure out a way.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I can't right now do anything for, first of all, the location in, the demographic there is 90% Spanish. So unless you can do this in Spanish, I'm
Correct.
out,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, all our ads run in English and Spanish.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm in.
Yeah.
Secondly, that one's not turning a profit yet. We've had it for two years. It's the little engine that could.
Yeah.
So I have to be very, very, very specific, particular about what I do over there. I
Okay.
have more of, you know, there's more reach here, over there, and it's just a whole other, it's very blue collar over there.
Okay,
So the people aren't spending what they are so I would need a lot more people coming in the door over there.
so this is what Amy and I are gonna
Okay,
do.
go.
So,
Do it.
we're gonna do 2 locations. And we're gonna quote a 3-month program. And we're gonna figure out a customer opportunity guarantee, like cost of goods sold but COG, right? That makes sense for your business over time.
If you can do that number for 2 locations, I'll do that right now.
I have to do my research before I say yes.
Okay?
Yeah. So this is what we're gonna figure out.
Okay, that's the only way that'll make sense for me.
Understood?
Okay.
Yeah. In summary, we talked about what you've done in your marketing past. We've talked about how you are actually your best performing marketing person. We talked about how to actually run Facebook ads that get you the result that you want. We're talking like lead sales and ROI. The big missing piece with your current marketing company, for me to throw some rocks, is they are not doing this at all.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're 1,000%,
Right.
and that's why I'm still sitting here.
Correct.
Because of that piece right there.
Yeah.
Because that customer research makes so much sense to me, that's that aha moment
Yep.
that you shared with me.
Yep.
So yeah, 1,000%.
I'll bet you dollars to donuts, and I've seen your ads for
I like
South Miami,
donuts.
that those are franchise corporate pushed, and not a single one of them has an offer that's worth bringing you over. One of them says come in today for like a $55 or $65.
Yeah, that's our intro rate.
Nobody's moving
Nobody,
for $65 or $55. It's not happening right now, right?
no, and they've heard it before, and they've
Yeah.
heard it, and they've heard it, and they've heard it, and they've heard it, until they're just at nauseum, they've heard it. So
Here's-
it's the same as that
Those are
billboard,
the
it's been sitting there
resistors.
stagnant if I don't change it.
Yep.
You get me?
Here's what's fun. In our next strategy session, if you decide to sign on, I go over the 3 reasons why people actually move, and they only move when they're sick and tired of something. So using this custom research, we then create ads that tie into those sick and tireds. We tie your entire marketing strategy, the kind that gets you the lead sales and ROI, down to the actual script. Because magically, you've got the women that drive the Teslas and the Mercedes and got disposable income, and the front desk is speaking the same language. How do we know that? From the customer research. So we actually bring in scripts that overcome objections and upsell. And I know you've got them, but you aren't using this stuff. On month 2, we only show your ad to people that actually click and convert. There's no use in showing your billboard to everybody on US 1 if they aren't in the right demographic. Make sense? I know that you're...
How we're going to find that too, I know you have to go, but we're going to use some of your emails.
Who has to go?
Everybody.
Oh.
At the end of this meeting. We're going to use some of your emails to do part of that, to find lookalike audiences from people that are active with your members. So when we, in terms, that's part of the research.
Correct. So what'll happen?
How do you figure that out?
So we
your
ask
list.
your future, your current, and your past customers about their needs, wants, fears, and goals. What's interesting is once you've gone and done business, your brain changes. Just like when you start a business, your incentives are different. You're talking a different language, as such as when you buy from a thing. Just like your biggest fear about buying a home is different than your biggest fear about living in a home. Same exact process. So we actually come out with 3 different types of research. It's getting a little bit detailed, but I'll go into it anyway. Your future customers' needs, wants, fears, and goals are different than the people that come back, which are different than people that haven't. And what's cool is once we figure out those 3 things, we can tell Facebook, hey, these are our future customers. Find them and people who look like them. Facebook can send an ad to Jeff and Scott. And because we speak the same tribal language, the ad resonates. Does that make sense?
I can't do that.
Can't do what?
I cannot send an ad out that is not consistent with the brand.
No, it will be consistent with the brand.
It has to be the
Yep.
artwork with brand.
Yep.
Okay.
Everything is on brand, franchise friendly, all that fun stuff.
So how's that any different from what my people are doing now? They're using the same, they're just targeting a different audience?
When we
Is what
talked
you're
about
saying?
it, yeah, but there's going to be some language that's probably different. When we talked about it before, you had workarounds regarding, I don't know, you had some workarounds.
I'm not
that we
trying to
talked
be,
about.
I'm not trying to give you obstacles.
You're bringing
I'm
up hurdles
trying-
before they become a big deal.
Correct,
Yep.
correct, because it's just a waste of all of our time.
Yeah,
If
but
I
you
can-
had
and
some
even it's as
options.
frustrating to me as it is to you.
But when we were at
They can come
Threefold,
up
you
with their own
said,
options.
What do you mean?
Like they can put I mean, I don't know if I'm on the same page, but they put the same corporate approved picture, but change what they're saying in the post.
Yep.
I can write whatever I want on the Instagram.
Yep.
Come in for a massage, it's this price, whatever. They can write whatever they want. They just have to put the same picture.
Yep.
So
Okay,
that what
so
they
the
write
images-
has to do with the customer research and who's looking at it.
Yep.
Instead of the same, come in for your $55 introductory massage. That
ideally,
customer
we would
research
not
doesn't
even
support.
use their images, but then say require it. we
The ads, I know, and that's where it makes sense to me. Do you see where I'm on the same page with you guys?
Yeah, we're
like-
using different words to
we're-
agree with each other.
We're swimming up
Yeah.
the same stream.
You had some workarounds when we were at Threefold, and I came back and told you about them. You were like, no, I can do it because I'm allowed to do this, and I have notes on it somewhere, but.
Okay, well, what I'm telling you is, if, we went to the same marketing meeting the other day, that's why
okay.
maybe perhaps I misspoke, Amy.
Oh, that could be.
But, if I pull up the ads right now, and what I can do is here's what I can do, okay? So we don't waste each other's time, and we can try and work together, because I really am interested in this, and I really wanna try and make it work, just
Yep.
so you know, okay? And I do trust Amy, and I do trust that if she's telling me this is increasing the traffic, I trust
Yeah.
that that's true, so. And believe me when I tell you 100 people, it's not that much,
Yep.
okay? We've been there, we've done that. Remember, it's volume.
Yep.
So when you see that number and you're like, oh my God, that's crazy, no, it's really not.
I agree 100%.
It's
Yeah.
really not. It's just, we just have to know, which is why that makes so much sense to me.
Yep.
Okay, who is buying? When I said me, that I'm the one that that soap opera thing makes sense and all that to me because of that. When I started, not even when I started, just as recent as I've gotten away from it, but I became part of that socialite, with the galas and all that
Yep.
stuff, only because I happened to fall in that, because one of my members invited me to go to a women's committee meeting. Seems like it's not going anywhere, but when I became part of that committee,
Mhm.
I started doing auctions
Yep.
for all of these galas. and I started going to these galas because they would in-kind me 2 tickets. They were $1,000, and I'm not gonna pay that to go to, that's not me. But I would go, and then people, oh, who are you? Oh, Massage Envy. And so the ball, so we
Yep.
need to tap into that type of demographic, or
Yep.
see how we can tap into that type. Because those people that have all that money, to them, they have the masseuses or the therapists that go to their house, but they also will come
Yep.
2-3 times a week to Massage Envy.
Yep.
Because their therapists aren't available all the time.
Yep.
So those are the people that are getting facials and massages, and that's a huge demographic for me.
My therapist isn't available.
Yeah, exactly, that's exactly right. I had a terrible
Lord,
day,
how
my
you do
mani, my petty, my God, they messed it
You're
up,
such a
my clothes
chameleon.
dryer, you
I
know
know
what I
that
mean?
person.
That's the person.
So this is what we're gonna do.
Oh my God.
We're gonna quote 2 locations, not including. We're gonna quote a 3-month program with a customer opportunity guarantee that averages 100 people a month. If you're telling me it's doable, I'll believe you.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's doable. We've done it in the past. This is right now because I'm not I'm not doing marketing, and that's because I'm not doing the amount of marketing that I should be doing on all these other things. I don't have a billboard up anymore. I don't have as many bench boards, bus benches as I used to.
Yep.
Even if I just do those traditional things, I'm not advertising in the newspaper here or the Sylvie magazine. I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Yep.
Because I don't believe that.
Don't worry,
All
I'm
due
sitting here
all
with
due
you.
respect.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right, you are sitting here with me. I believe that this is what works.
Yep.
That number's just whoosh.
Yep, I
And
understand.
I have to go back and sell it to my partner also, so
Yep.
he's gonna go, are you kidding me?
Well, that's why we have the recording, and if you feel so inclined, you can actually send it to him or her. Was there anything else that you wanted to go over? This is our only hanging chad, right?
Yes.
I have to do my research.
Also, we need to find out whether or not I need to, what would be really, really helpful is if we could do a conference call with if we can do a conference call with them.
So those are
because
my direct competitors.
They are, but
Right.
here's the thing, they don't have to know that.
Gotcha.
And quite frankly, and I would normally not do this if I didn't know you through Amy, because you would not be trustworthy, because I don't know you,
Right.
okay, and that's a big number.
Yep.
But I do want to trust you, and I do believe that this is something I haven't tried, and I'm all for working it if that number we can reach an agreement.
Yep.
So I want to know what they're doing, so that you can tell me, okay, what they're doing is this, and this is what I'm gonna do differently, because, and
What are they
also-
doing? What is
and
your
also-
understanding of what they're doing?
Well, they're doing, go ahead.
Ads, they're just doing the Facebook ads, and they're doing it to the target demographic, but also, I was on the phone with them yesterday, they said that if we increase our budget with them, they can target specific areas, but also not ones that compete with, because they work regionally, so.
But they're not guaranteeing you anything, what are you paying
And
them?
they can't, $175 a month per clinic, and they want us to add another $500 a month per clinic.
Wait, $175
Yeah,
in Facebook ads?
right.
And who's paying them as, like, what is their
The
other fee?
region?
Yeah,
Oh, the region, we
They
can't
work
get
for the
out of that.
region.
They work for the region, we
I
pay
got
them
it.
$500 a month,
I got it.
I think it is,
$175 a month per clinic.
per
I got
clinic,
it. So they're not a
$175
direct
per
competitor.
clinic. They're
I
not
got
a,
it.
they're
They're just
not.
working for the region and
Yeah.
they're trying to get you
Th-
to spend.
right.
But how do they make?
They get $175 per center to do it regionally.
Got
Gotcha.
it. I
But
got it.
also adding
Okay?
that $500.
Dave Broward and Palm Beach.
So it's $6
But
a
the
month.
Adding
$500
$5 just adds to your.
That's what I said, I said, so
$500 a
adding
month.
the $500, what is that gonna do for us? Just gonna triple the amount of people that see it? Yes, but it doesn't do that customer research or that demographic that's actually coming in, it's just tripling it to people that might not be coming.
And more importantly, I'm not getting that text where I can call to action.
Yep.
For me, that call to action is worth those $2,900.
Wait till you see the automatic updating customer database that we build for you, to where you can track if your front desk is calling the people back like you expect.
Like what?
Wait till we do sneaky
Okay.
surveys and recorded callbacks to make sure that the customer opportunities that we do send you, the ones that have gone through this whole thing, are taken care of. It will blow your mind.
Really, that's another client too, that, what ended up happening was the leads were great and all of that was good and that's what we actually get paid for. And then there's the one, like the bike shop's super high on the strategy sessions. He loves coming and hang out he gets so much information. But then there's this other guy that we really became a management consultant for them and really helped them with their human resources. It was very clear to say,
Yeah, we trained a
the
staff.
guy over here has to go. I mean, not, you can let him go or not let him go, but he needs to be trained. and then we did this little training in here, and this guy's like doing great, and this guy, because we're listening to the phone calls, and they're pretty startling. I think, I know that you are on that. And
Yeah.
like, you are riding herd on your team of 55 and making sure that all that customer service.
Yeah, but it's you
But it
guys
was- but it's
understand that I'm
very
getting
challenging.
6,000 calls a month.
Yep.
Okay, so
It's challenging.
not,
Yeah.
Having
not
help is
6,000 more than
awesome.
that. God, we have 3 phone lines and they're going they're constantly
Yep.
going. So way more than that. So it's kind of difficult to
Right.
be able to micromanage
Or
every
if
phone
you
call.
wanted
No,
to
I
let
do.
somebody go, and you needed the evidence.
Yeah, that's also.
I also don't think it's as difficult to create your own ad as you think it is, because right now I can post whatever I want on the Instagram or on the Facebook, or just, hey, post this picture and write this caption, and they can do it,
Isn't
even
that
though it's not
interesting?
corporate approved.
The second you try Facebook ads, it's super easy. That's why
No,
I
but
don't
he
talk
was- she
about
was-
Facebook ads.
What she was saying, the point was
Yeah.
That our ads, I'm not sure exactly, well,
that Ms. didn't care.
yeah,
Oh,
I
gotcha,
can post whatever I
gotcha.
want.
Okay.
They tell us, hey, send us a picture of an esthetician with a product, going like that. That's not, I
No,
can
you're
go
right.
back and do that
No,
now.
you're right, you're right.
And you can
I
decide
just
the
don't know whether or
direction.
not you could do that on how would we not, so that they don't go to the microsite, how do we get that information before they go to the microsite? Because if we go to the microsite, how much can we actually tweak it so that they stay there? They can also make an appointment through the microsite,
Yep.
by the way.
We build that into ours as well, but I don't have a conversation about it. And we end up like talking so much about like what if and that and all that fun stuff. But one of the
Does it-
sub parts of this is actually setting an appointment. That comes in month 2 or 3 after we figured out the kinks.
So what if and I tell them that I've hired this genius guy that
Strategy and marketing company. But go on.
that
Now, if you
is
say
going.
Facebook ads, they're gonna freak.
Huh?
If you say Facebook ad company, like you call me a Facebook ads guy,
No,
they're
no,
gonna
no.
freak.
I
Okay.
said, I hired this genius guy that's gonna help me with my marketing.
Gotcha, okay.
And he's done this for a bunch of other people, but I've hired him now full-time to come work with me because he's also great at sales and marketing. And he's gonna be helping me to run South Miami along with Mass.
Yep.
Okay, so tell him everything you're doing for us, and he's gonna work with you guys to try and maximize, cause what I'm paying them is nominal compared to what I'm gonna pay you. So the
Correct.
more you know about what they're doing,
I understand.
do you understand?
Yep, no, I
The
get it.
better you're going to be able to do and think outside the box what
Yep.
they're not doing. I believe you're very smart, and I wanna invest in you, and I definitely wanna work with you.
Cool.
Okay?
We just gotta figure this
We
out.
just gotta figure that out.
Awesome.
Okay.
So you'll have an answer from us within 48 hours,
Awesome,
and then we'll take a next step.
great. Such a pleasure.
Isn't Lord awesome?
Lord is awesome.
Thank you, you guys are amazing, I love it, I'm
that
super
cool
excited
being
to work
awesome?
with you guys,
Yeah.
absolutely. Super excited to work with you guys,
Where is-
seriously.
Your restroom.
So many.
Right
There's
that way.
one.
Okay.
Thanks so much, you got it. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Thanks so much.
Here's one.
All right.
Right.
And do you have a card, Jack?
You can Amy's contact information, and she'll get you my info.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks. Is there a bathroom here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's in it.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.